What if I told you the world was deeply interconnected, not just by modern technology, but by communication networks thousands of years ago? Prepare to have your mind blown as we journey into the astonishing sophistication of ancient global interaction methods, revealing a world far more connected than you ever imagined. We often picture ancient civilizations as isolated islands of culture, separated by vast, impassable oceans and deserts, but that picture is fundamentally wrong. For thousands of years, a complex, invisible web has connected continents, allowing not just goods, but ideas, innovations, and critical information to travel across the globe. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on this forgotten world of ancient global communication. We're not just talking about a few merchants traveling here and there. We're talking about sophisticated, organized networks that formed the backbone of empires and the catalyst for cultural revolutions. So, how did they do it without fiber optics or satellites? Let's find out. Let's start on land with the most famous of these networks, the Silk Road. When you hear Silk Road, you probably think of camel caravans laden with silks and spices. And you're right, but that's only half the story. The Silk Road was the world's first information superhighway. Along this sprawling network of routes stretching from China to the Mediterranean, it wasn't just goods that were exchanged. It was philosophies, religions like Buddhism, scientific knowledge, artistic styles, and even languages. Every oasis city, every caravanserai, was a node in this network, a place where travelers from different ends of the earth could meet, share stories, and pass on vital news. Think of it as a series of organic, human-powered data servers transferring information from one person to the next across thousands of miles. This flow of information was just as valuable, if not more so, than the physical goods being traded. The Romans, masters of engineering and administration, took this concept and systemized it. Their incredible network of stone-paved roads stretching over 50,000 miles wasn't just for marching legions. It was the physical infrastructure for the cursus publicus, the state-run postal and transportation service. Think of it as the imperial internet. Official messengers, using a relay system of stations with fresh horses, could cover up to 50 miles a day, a staggering speed for the time. An urgent message from a governor in Britain could reach Rome in a matter of weeks, not months. This allowed the emperor to manage a vast and complex territory, respond to threats, and disseminate decrees with unparalleled efficiency. For the Roman Empire, information was power, and their road network was the hardware that kept that power flowing. Long before them, empires like the Persians had already perfected the horseback relay system, inspiring the famous motto about couriers undeterred by snow, rain, or heat. This wasn't just mail, it was the lifeblood of ancient governance. But land was only one part of the equation. The world's oceans and seas were vast blue highways, and ancient mariners were the masters of navigating them. Let's journey to the Pacific, where Polynesian navigators accomplished some of the most remarkable feats in human history. Using an intricate knowledge of stars, ocean swells, and bird migration patterns, a mental GPS passed down through generations, they settled a vast triangle of islands from Hawaii to Easter Island to New Zealand. This wasn't random drifting, it was deliberate, planned exploration and communication. Each voyage carried not just people, but culture, language, and survival techniques, weaving a connected tapestry of societies across the largest ocean on Earth. Their canoes were vessels of information, linking island communities separated by thousands of miles of open water. Meanwhile, in the Mediterranean, the Phoenicians were building a maritime trade empire. As they sailed from port to port, they didn't just carry timber and purple dye. They carried their most revolutionary invention, the alphabet. This simple, adaptable writing system was a game changer, democratizing literacy and making record keeping and communication vastly more efficient. As Phoenician ships docked in Greece, Egypt, and Spain, they spread this powerful tool, which became the foundation for countless other alphabets, including the one I'm using right now. Their trade routes became conduits for one of the most significant intellectual innovations in history. And then there was the Indian Ocean, a hub of global exchange for millennia. Ancient sailors learned to harness the predictable rhythm of the monsoon winds. These seasonal winds created a reliable, natural engine for maritime trade, blowing ships from the coast of Africa to India in the summer and back again in the winter. This predictable cycle connected the Roman world with India, Southeast Asia, and even China long before European explorers discovered the route. Ports in India became bustling cosmopolitan centers where sailors and merchants from east and west exchanged goods, ideas, and scientific knowledge, from mathematics to medicine. This monsoon marketplace was a thriving, self-sustaining network of global interaction that connected 3 continents for centuries. But what about communicating faster than a horse or a ship could travel? Ancient people developed some truly ingenious technologies for near-instantaneous, line-of-sight communication. Imagine a chain of signal fires atop hills or watchtowers stretching across a kingdom. A message, like the sighting of an enemy fleet, could be relayed over hundreds of miles in a matter of hours, far faster than any messenger. The Greeks famously used this method, and the Great Wall of China was dotted with beacon towers for this very purpose. During the day, they might use polished bronze mirrors to flash signals using sunlight or use columns of smoke with different patterns conveying different prearranged messages. It was a simple but highly effective form of binary code. And let's not forget our animal helpers. For centuries, carrier pigeons were the fastest way to send a written message over a long distance. With their incredible homing instinct, these birds were used by everyone from the ancient Egyptians and Romans to Genghis Khan to carry messages, often tucked into small tubes on their legs. They were the original airmail service, crucial for military intelligence and commercial correspondence. Beyond pigeons, the use of animals as couriers was a cornerstone of these networks. Finally, we must acknowledge the most fundamental network of all, the human one. In many cultures, history, knowledge, and news were not written down, but were preserved and transmitted through oral traditions. Storytellers, bards, and griots were the living libraries of their communities. They memorized vast epics, genealogies, and legal codes, and their travels between towns and villages were a primary means of spreading news and maintaining a shared cultural identity. This human network of memory and speech was incredibly resilient and ensured that knowledge could be passed down through generations, even without a single written word. It's a powerful reminder that communication is, at its core, a deeply human activity. So why does all this matter today? Because looking at these ancient networks reminds us that the desire for connection is a fundamental human drive, not a modern invention. These ancient systems, built with incredible ingenuity and a deep understanding of the natural world, laid the groundwork for the globalized world we live in now. They show us that innovation isn't just about technology. It's about human creativity and the persistent need to share ideas and stories across vast distances. As we navigate our own digital age with its own unique challenges, perhaps there are lessons to be learned from the resilience, ingenuity, and human-centric nature of these forgotten communication networks. They are the echoes of our shared past, whispering a timeless story of connection. What do you think is the most impressive ancient communication method? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the past, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more explorations of our amazing history. See you next time!